We doing?
Man, doing good, man. Doing good. I'm sorry. I don't know what was going on my phone up for a second.
Where you headed? Where you going right now?
I don't drive to Cartersville. He has I'm at the one in McDonough. He has a McDonough, Cartersville, and a Noonan facility.
Sorry, say that again.
He has several facilities. I train at the one in McDonough with him.
He has a octopus in McDonough?
Yeah.
Independent MMA in McDonough. Okay. Hold on, let me just look that up really quick and see. There it is. Is he running ads in this location too, or let me double check.
I know he had his girlfriend running ads in that location,
Oh,
but
really?
she's not anymore.
Really? Okay. Cool, man. But how are you though, man? How's everything?
Man, everything's going good, man. It's slowed down. I see we had cut one of the ads off, but it's slowed down. But I mean, it's at a good slowdown. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, I would like for a little bit more, you know, I guess traffic.
Okay.
But man, Betty doing my calling and stuff like that is a game changer.
Oh, tell me about that.
Man, she's been like she every time they call, because she's swapping out training for me because she can't afford to pay me.
Sure.
So she's excited to do it, man. And I mean, she has me booked like the ones that I have been getting. I've had like she's booking like two and three people a day, and then following up with her because that's what I told her I needed her to do, like follow
Yep.
up with them.
Yep.
And everyone that comes in, they mention her like, yeah, I talked to Betty. I mean, because she has that kind of motherly, nurturing type demeanor.
Well, no way.
So when they walk in, they're like, oh, and then when I say, yeah, this is Betty, because most of the time they'll schedule when she schedule them is during a class time, so she's there,
Yep.
and they'll be like, oh my God, nice to meet you, blah blah blah,
Nice.
Yeah, it works. It's working out really, really good. Working out really good.
Man, so see how the power of just a little bit of help will do?
Yeah,
That's
it's game
massive.
changer, man.
That's massive.
Yeah, that's a game changer.
That's great. Let me see if I can drive a few more leads in.
Oh, so hey, so you did get the two invoices then, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So I may have another couple of them coming for you in a second too.
Okay.
If I have just one client that pays me in full, like she said she's gonna do, then I'm gonna send two more your way as well.
Yes, sir. So how did it feel to finally pay off your rent in full?
Man, that right there was like, wow. I mean, what's crazy about it is throughout the month I kept asking myself, damn, I got to figure out how to pay. I'm like, no, you know what? I already paid it. It was like unbelievable almost because it's been so long since I was able to pay it in full like that.
Right. How long is long?
Like about almost a year, probably 9, 10 months, maybe even longer. Maybe no,
Right.
I would say even a year plus.
Right. And because of that, what kind of stress did that create for you?
Man, what you talking about? I mean, that took so much stress off of me. I can't even tell you. I mean, because I would have sleepless nights, man, to where I wouldn't be able to sleep
Yeah.
because I knew rent was due.
Yeah,
I would have sleepless nights, man,
for sure.
or horrible nights of sleeping, uncomfortable nights of sleeping.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, man, and the crazy part about it is I still paid it in two parts,
yep.
but I was able to pay it because like at the first of the month I gave him like 4,500, which my rent is like 62.
Yep.
And then on the 15th, so
Yes.
it was cool to see a smile on the face.
Totally.
Yeah, as opposed to her looking at me like this guy's full of it.
It's tough, man. I get it. 100%, man. It's tough. How is the home life been mentally?
Same as my landlord for the most part. Kind of the same. Like, wow,
Okay.
babe, I wanna, I'm thinking about doing this, doing that. You know what? Here, I got a couple of dollars, go ahead and get your, nails done. Or hey, you know what?
Mm,
Go ahead and set up your appointment for, Tiffany to do your hair.
wow.
Yeah, and that made my wife feel really well, really good. Not to mention I had already worked it out with the hairdresser because her hairdresser, her place she gets her hair done is literally the next door over from our gym.
Yes.
So I had already told her like, hey, I want to get it done. She was like, all right, cool, don't worry about it. And so I had already slipped her like $50 already.
Yep.
I just gave her the money to get the tip to us, but that made her feel good that I was able to do that because I haven't been able to do that for a while. I mean, we were like, dude, scraping the barrel for real
Yeah. Yeah.
to the point where we were scraping wood with the spoon.
So how much total came in the beginning of the month?
So hold on, let me see.
Why is-
It won't let me do it here. Hold on, wait. Oh, it won't let me. I was gonna share my screen with you for MindBody, but so along with the $6,000 that I paid for rent, and then I gave them extra thousand, so it was like $7,000. Yeah, my mortgage, and then my car payment, my insurance, all that stuff. So anyway, everything all together came out to about 13,000 with
A
the
month
rent and
or
all
in the
that stuff.
beginning? Or that's your expense?
Yeah, my expenses along with the gym and the light bill, $1,000, so on. So both expenses, house and gym.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So total for the month, I was looking at my mind body statement on my app,
Yep.
and I'm being completely transparent with you, Brandon, because you looked out for me. We're in this together. But my numbers, it said 19K, 19.2.
Get out.
I'm not lying. I was gonna share it with you. Show it.
Shut the front door.
Dude, I ain't seen that number in probably 3 years.
So let me ask you a
19.2.
question. So let me ask you a question. In terms of working together, would you say we more than doubled your business revenue per month?
Tripled my business revenue
No.
alone.
No.
Triple. No, I'm dead serious, Brandon. You've known me for about a year now. You know I'm not blowing
How
you in the smoke.
how does
Triple.
that seeing that number, how does that feel?
Dude, that's why I'm telling you, it's super exciting. Remember when I told you? Matter of fact, when I get to today, later on today, when I get home, I'm gonna snapshot you 3 months, 4 months from now, well, from this point backwards,
Yes.
leading up to this month. I'm gonna show it to you. Back
Yes.
when me and you got together, Brandon, I'm not kidding you. When me and you got together, dude, I was barely doing $7,000 a month, barely,
Wow.
to the point where I told you I was ready to shut down because my rent alone is 62.
Wow.
I was barely giving them like $3,500, hoping that they wouldn't shut the doors on me.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not kidding you. Bad shape.
And so let's fast forward it to now. What would you say
Hmm.
are some things that working together with me has helped you get to this point?
Feeling more confident about the sales process and finally understanding what marketing and sales really mean and how important it is to the business.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
That's what I would say. And because I know me and, just even working with you and trying to get my friends to sign up and me with the way I have thought about things in the past, I think we take it for granted because I am living proof that without marketing, your business will perish in the
Right.
gym business
Right.
because I have the reputation in the community. I have that reputation,
Yeah.
but the reputation doesn't mean anything without marketing and show of proof of your abilities through marketing.
Yeah.
Hey baby, I'm at the gate. Yeah. And working with you and giving me that opportunity to be like, hey, this is J Rowe, blah, 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 putting that personality out there and getting the people to, I guess, and all of that stuff and your marketing with how you set it up, that stuff is cool. Especially like the videos, when you do the videos and then the way the names pop up and the words pop up and stuff like that, man, that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, man, you tripled your business. You're able to pay off your
Yeah.
rent. You have some additional cash flow to help with your lady and taking care of her and your family. And I guess mentally, after paying all that off and seeing that number 19,
It gives me hope.
you already answered my question. I was going to say, how do you feel?
It gives me hope that hey, with some consistency and continuation of what I'm doing, this can be done, because I had lost faith in all of this. I had lost faith, man. I lost faith, and I've been doing this for a long time, so it was easy
Decades,
for me
bro.
to say, well,
You've been in the game for decades, bro.
dude, and right, that's what I'm saying. And being that I was struggling, like my best friend, he's like a brother to me. He was like, Jay, man, what's going on with you, man? You got this before I met you. He was like, man, you got to figure out something because you've been in this game too long to not be killing it. You know what I'm saying? You should be on top of the world right now. You should be killing the game with in your income, your gym, da da da, And I started to think about that, and it started to get in my head. I was like, maybe it's just time. Turn it down for me, buddy, please, Jonathan. Turn it down for me, please. It was beginning to get in my head, like, man, maybe it's just time for me to throw in the towel and just do something else. But you gave me that belief back, Brandon, by believing in me.
I remember I said this to you specifically, and I was like, look, there's a reason why I'm working with you is because you have all the pieces.
You
You
said you
said
had.
it.
You
You
said
remember
I do remember you saying that, and you said you have all the bones to do this the right way. You got your gym, your space. You went down the whole line.
because
Yeah, I remember
here,
exactly you saying
yeah,
that.
because now that I'm working with more and more gym owners, there's a couple things I see more in you that I see in others now, which is awesome. You have the space. Meaning you don't have a tiny gym. Number two is you have the experience to deliver a great service. You get results. You're a, pro bodybuilder for IFBB Pro. You train with freaking one of the greatest of all time, Lee. Hey, like you have it. So the service side, I was never worried about, which is amazing. You care about people. That's number two. And the third part to me, which is probably the most important, is like you're coachable. And just like that one person, like some people are more coachable than others.
And others. That
You
is
are
true.
you were probably one of the most coachable that I've ever worked with. So that's why I was like, he has it. Like, and obviously the marketing is crushing. So I'm like, you just have, and it's not one of those things where we have all of these things we need to line up to work on. It was just the mindset and sales were the
Yeah,
thing.
you're right.
You have the
You're right.
service, you have the space, you have the experience, you've done coaching programs before. And I'm like, bro, you just have this one thing. So that's why I was like, hey, I'm going to schedule this meeting with other gym owners. I'm going to show you and a couple others, like, hey, here are 3 gym owners I'm working with that are crushing it. One has been in the fitness industry for 8 months. She has 185 clients and we're helping her grow. And then you're like, you know what? I literally saw a light bulb. And then you were actually more aggressive with me. Can we role play? Can we practice? What do I say there? Da-da-da. And we literally role played for hours. And
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
something happened and you stopped reaching out. And I was like, is he okay? And then what happened was you're like, bro, hey, I closed 10 people. And then
Yep.
4.5 months later, you've closed, is it 60 people now?
50, yeah, 59, 60.
So in 4.5 months, you've closed 59 people. You've role played with me. We've gone through and improved your sales, and you've nearly tripled your revenue. You've paid off your rent for the first time. You're taking care of
Yep.
your family now. Now you can see obviously hope. And I'll be honest with you, the way your marketing is going now and the momentum you have now, you could probably double your business now and make 40K.
I want to do that.
Here's why. When I hit 20K, I was doing everything, I was selling everything. I did have a business partner, so we swapped training and sales. But then what ended up happening is he had a string of sales that he didn't close, and it got in his head. And I was like, I'll do all the sales, bro. You train, I'll
Mm.
sell. And guess what? Like I had a better closing ratio. I'm like, I didn't let someone saying no impact my energy. I'm like, cool, you're not
Yeah,
doing it,
yeah,
done. I
right,
have, and it's more like, bro, I got 20 more leads behind you. Like I don't care.
right,
It's up
right.
to you.
And that's
Like,
exactly how I feel.
and I'm like,
That's
cool, I don't
exactly
care.
how
I'm
I
gonna
feel.
pitch you. I'm gonna make an offer. I'm gonna handle objections. I'm gonna push you softly, hard here, push pull. I'm like, you don't take it, cool, done next. And then I was like a machine. And literally what helped me get to 20 to 40 was selling more, not training. So taking yourself off the training floor, doubling down on selling. But then the thing that really gets you up is you need to sell people at like essentially higher end packages
Right,
because you can have, let's say, 150 people at $150, which is $22,000. And that's cool, but it's hard to grind that out to get to 30 to 40 at 150 a month.
right. Absolutely.
And so one of the things you think about is like, cool, if my closing percentage is higher, that's because also your prices are too low. So what you want to do now is drop your conversion, but close at higher payment prices. And now what you also do is offer an additional service, but this also will require you to potentially get someone to help and they train the bigger classes. And you essentially put a barrier between you and the classes. So it's like the classes are
Mhm.
150 to 200. You want to train with me? I'm the owner. I'm the goat. It's 300. It's 400. It's
Got
500.
it.
And you're like,
I
oh,
see.
you want the
Okay.
program here? I'm this. Like I wrote all of the programs there, but if you want me one on one, or at least 4 to 5 to 1, is 300. Then
Mm.
300 to 1 is 25 an hour. If you have 6 people at 300 at 3 times a week, it's 150 an hour.
Yeah, got it.
Now you're
Okay.
getting 150 an hour training 6 people and they get badass results. And they're like, hey,
Hmm.
what's that? And you go, well, I do small group training. It's more private, it's higher end coaching. For 12 weeks, it's $900, which is essentially 300. So per client, you make double, which means to get from 20,000 to 40, you need half the people. If
That makes sense.
you feed the gym with the 150, then when they see the small group, they're like, what is that? Then they're in the big group, like 20, 30 people. They're like, oh, especially people who have money. They'll be like, what is that? And you're like, well, Diane, that's my small group
That
training.
is my smart.
And
Right.
then you upsell them because they're in the program, they get it, they see the value, but they go, what is that? And for those who want more, they'll come up to you and ask you. And it's an amazing upsell. And because the draw to higher end is like they get it. When they see it, they're like, okay, this class has 25, 30 people. That has 6 people. I'm willing to
What's
pay
that?
more for more intimate
One
coaching.
more,
They go
more
strength
attention.
training, they bench, they squat, they deadlift, they hip thrust, they're essentially do heavier strength training, and they're put on essentially a coaching program and a diet. And you sell that for like $900. That is what will get you from 20K to like 30 to 40.
Stay with my regular prices, but down and start scaling.
You
Got it.
scale another program, so you still feed this one, but then the people who have been with you for months, You essentially build another program and you put a trainer to train the group program and you start another program. And this
Mm.
program is so for example, if you just run the numbers,
No,
how
I
many
get it. I
yeah.
follow.
So
Follow.
you would only need 60 people at 300 is 18,000. So you use the 6 week challenge, you draw people like 150, 190, cool. You fill up these classes, and they'll be like, people at a certain point will be like, these classes are really big. Because
Mhm.
at my peak, my classes were like 30 plus. And then when they saw the small group in a certain area and like I moved the equipment around and I had pairs of everything, people were like, what is that? I'm like, well, let's talk about it. And then I literally just pulled them to the corner. I was like, well, that's our brand new small group training where it's, I just talk to them. And so I was just ask them, and you just do a little mini sell because you've already sold them. Because
They're already
obviously
in.
it's already, it's very boot campy stuff with a lot
Yeah,
of
they
people.
already believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, I feel good. But I'm like, okay, now that you lost the weight, we got to build the muscle to like sculpt. So one is like fat loss, one is sculpting, and then boom, you upsell them and like you get 6 people, 25 a session, that's 150. And then as you grow that, you put a trainer in, you pay him $25. So one person covers his cost, then the other five is pure profit. So another thing as you're scaling is you want to think how many people do I need in order to pay for this person their hour? And then everyone after that is money. So if I pay
Hmm.
25 a session, if someone's paying 200 a month and they come, let's say 3 times a week, that's like 16 an hour. I just need 2 people to cover them and like the rest is gravy. So if you have 2 people covering that one trainer, the other 23 people, that's all profit.
Well, let's do this then, Brandon. I'm super open to that. I want to do that, but let's get the onboarding straight and then move on to that because I think I need my onboarding needs